This is a square tower house. Let's check it out. Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Welcome back to Over the Hill Adventures.
I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Stan.
And it's our hope that we can encourage and inspire those of you who are over the hill, like us, to get active and to find your new adventure.
Yeah, and it's all about being active, folks. So if you enjoy what you see here, please subscribe to our channel. Just click on that and smash that subscribe button.
And give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and then you can ring a little bell too, and that will notify you when we have another video out and about. And we like to try to put a video out every week, and maybe like Saturday mornings, Friday nights.
So join us as we encourage you to be active and go with us on our new adventure every week. Today we're here to talk to you about our adventure at Mesa Verde National Park.
Yes, we went on our long trip, and ended up being 3 weeks and a couple days. But our first stop was in Cortez, which is where Mesa Verde is, the national park, and a few other places. But we want to share that adventure with you guys.
And that's Cortez, Colorado. And it was cold.
Yeah, very cold. But wonderful, and we weren't cold at all in our Grand Design Imagine. We were comfortable.
So we went up to Mesa Verde National Park on our first day there, and we were introduced to some snow.
It's like snow, hail. We're at Park Point Fire Lookout Tower, highest point in Mesa Verde National Park. It's 72 feet. We didn't have any idea what to expect. I think some of the information was a little confusing for us. And when we went, we just thought, well, let's just go, let's drive. We loaded up the dogs and we went into the park. We're getting ready to go into the Mesa Verde Visitor Center. At this point, we know nothing. It seems like there's some conflicting information online and then conflicting information in like the booklets and things we got. So I think it's just all because of COVID. So we're going to go find out what's going on. We'll let you know.
And you know, sometimes things just don't work out the way you want them to work out. We were hoping actually to see the cliff dwelling tours and all that, and they were all closed. But you take it and you make the best of it that you can, and that's what we did. So we have a little bit of surprise at the end of the video of one of our favorite things we did in Mesa Verde.
Yeah, and we also want to share with you what we will do, what will be at the top of our list when we do go back. So I think when we went in, we checked out the visitor center, which was closed.
The gift store
was open, and we bought some maps and things like that. And then the restrooms are open, which was nice. And then they told us just to go on to the kiosk at the beginning of the park, and the park ranger handed us a map of the park. And we went in, and it's about, 45 minutes before you actually start to see any cliff dwellings. Yeah,
much to my surprise, you know, the Mesa Verde National Park is huge.
Oh, huge.
And we drove in about 20 miles. And these are mountain winding roads, yes. And the speed limit is like 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, so you just have to be patient with people ahead of you. Some people don't like windy roads. But there are a lot of overlooks on the way up, even before you start to see cliff dwellings. There's a lot of things worth stopping and seeing on the way up there. I thought we did see quite a few things just overlooking the valley.
The first place that we stopped was Farview Sights.
Yeah, we, like we said, we had the dogs in the car, so we kind of didn't want to do too much without, you can't take them. That's the thing. You can only have them in parking lots and the trails you can't have the dogs on. So the Farview Sights, we were able to leave the dogs warm and cozy in the car. And this is a farming community, old farming community. And there's a 0.75 mile loop. And we walked around, and you can see the different ruins.
And this was an area where you actually could walk. There was one area that was called, doggone it.
Coyote Village.
Coyote Village, thank you. Where you could actually walk into their village.
Everything else kind of has a barrier you can't go beyond. You just get to see, you know, from a few feet away. But this, I
think this was the only place that you can actually walk into it, and it was so cool. And there's something spiritual about it. It was just really quiet, and Rhonda and I at the time were the only ones there. And then the skies opened up and it stopped snowing.
Yeah.
And it became a really pretty day.
Really nice day. And then we were able to go on. There's a reservoir that you can see. This is their reservoir. We're all out of breath. We were complaining having to walk out here for a mile. I said, gosh, they had to walk out here, get water, carry back with their buckets or whatever they had.
But why would water gather here?
Well, look, it's like a perfect bowl.
Yeah.
It's like and then they added the walls, of course, but look how perfect it is.
After that, we decided to take the Mesa Loop. And then we started looking at all the overlooks. It was a self-guided tour.
Yeah, it is a self-guided tour, which is kind of nice. And you can just pull over, hop out, get it, you know, go see what there is to see, hop back in the car, go to the next stop. Another kind of neat thing, too, there's an app that you can get from Mesa Verde National Park. And then they have guided tours, I guess. So it's an audio tour that they have, and you can play that in your car. And while you're driving, so you'll learn about each site as you go and you stop and see.
Mesa Top Loop Audio Tour, a Pueblo perspective of Mesa Verde.
Yeah, I think if anything, what I learned, like it can be a little intimidating. I'm a planner. I want to know everything before I go in the park. But just going for it and going and experiencing, I think what was huge, having the map in our hands, and then he's driving and I'm like, okay, we're coming up to this. And then we would make the decision if we were going to stop at the overlook or not. And then we just kind of found our way.
And that's what we did on that day.
Yeah, that was really a perfect day. Just, you know, kind of get our bearings, huh? And then we went on, let's see, so the next day, we're at the Canyon of the Ancients. So we're going to take a mountain bike ride. Canyons of the Ancients is a national monument, and we are, I guess it's outside of Cortez, Colorado.
And we're going to be doing the 7.2 loop.
7.2.
This is it. But you can also take the Sand Canyon Trail, which is a 5.8 mile trek up and down, where you can also look at the cliff dwelling ruins. Yeah. Just that ride in itself, because there were not too many people. Look, everything that we did early in the morning. We found out through our whole adventure and our whole trip this last month, or last 3.5 weeks, whatever you want to call it, early bird gets the worm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so,
especially in national parks.
And especially in national parks. So we got there real early. We didn't see another mountain bike rider at all. Now, once you get up to, like they have this one ruin that's called the Two Balcony House, I believe, the Two Balcony House. That trail that goes down, we walked our bikes. Now, there are some that can do it, that can ride their bikes. We walked our bikes. It wasn't that big of a deal. But what we were amazed was at all the over-the-hill adventurers that were out there hiking.
Are they still there? The cliff dwellings?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In fact, we added a few bricks, did some masonry work on it, you know, just spruce it up a little bit.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's not against the law, is it?
Have a great day.
We'll enjoy it. Bye. All right, off we go.
Well, what did you think about that? Those are over-the-hill adventurers.
Yeah, very inspired.
Very expired?
No, inspired.
Oh, I'm very inspired. Yeah, I thought you said expired. I go, oh my gosh, honey.
No.
Inspired.
I am inspired.
Yeah, I am inspired.
Well, it was a challenge for sure for me. It was something that I think probably many would prefer to hike than bike.
Yeah.
But the down ride was a lot of fun. That was, and it was quick too. I'm like, it took a couple hours to get up there, but it didn't take even but minutes to get down. That was a lot of fun.
Yes. next day we went to the Boggy Draw Loop
In Dolores,
in
right?
Dolores.
Is it Dolores? Yes.
What a neat town. You cannot miss this little town. It is quaint. It is an old railroad town. We go up there, and again, we get up there early. It's a little bit more chilly, but we get up there early, and there's just a few cars in the parking lot. So we do this wonderful, wonderful little trail. And mind you, you can hike it, you can bike it. They say no e-bikes, but there was e-bikes all over the place, and most of the older people were riding e-bikes. But just that ride alone through the mountain, through the pines, what we saw was a lot of boondoggers. Put this on your map, Boggy Draw Loop Trail, and look at the map, because there's a Forest Service road that goes in there. And there was a lot of boondoggers out there.
Tents. Did we see tents?
We saw tents, but the boondoggers were there, and they were there, and that's free camping in a beautiful, beautiful setting. Boggy, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think Boggy Draw Trail would be good for beginners as well. I think it's just it was a easy. You can make it what you will, you know, but I think it's doable. There was that one section that was a little technical going down.
A little bit of a crazy section. Pretty good. Not too crazy. Jump. Oh.
So you can walk, but there's also a cutoff in there too. You can just cut off that whole section. But we do get asked about difficulty levels of trails and whatnot. So that one's definitely one that a beginner can do. And it is beautiful. The trees, it's kind of one of those things you want to kind of look around, but you got to be careful because a lot of trees. So keep your eye on the trail. Well, when we came back though,
that is what we need to talk about.
Yeah, the parking lot was packed.
We got here at 9 o'clock, and I think there were just a few people here. So if you decide to do this, do it early, because this is wall to wall people right now. And
why are we whispering? Why are we whispering?
I don't know why we're whispering, but wall to wall people, folks.
Well, it's 11:02, so we were here. Yeah, by the time we started our ride, it was probably 9:30. Yeah, a little after 9:30 in the morning. So right now it's 11, and yeah, there's just, it's a bike mecca.
She's making fun of me.
And there's just, and it was Saturday. Granted, it was a Saturday.
But it's still early spring. Now, I did talk to a local there, and he goes, you will not believe, you know, when it gets later in the season, that people are double parked. You can almost not get out of there. Wow. So the trick was to make sure to be there early in the morning. So if you ever decide to do Mesa Verde National Park in Cortez,
we have a great place for you to stay.
Yeah. And it's called Westview RV Resort.
Yeah, it's one of our probably favorites that we've stayed at so far.
So this is their outdoor patio during the summertime. And actually they're gonna have a
potluck here on Memorial Weekend.
She says they still have spaces open, so maybe we're gonna have to come back. They have 93 sites, and they cater to the big rigs, really. I mean, of course, there's room for a little guy, but they cater to the big rigs. There's so much space. The streets are so wide.
I think that's the space between each site.
Yeah,
Is
it's really nice. Like you have your own yard. It's really nice new tables. The picnic tables are brand new. I mean, the detail that she puts into this place. I mean, look how cute they've got the rope lights. Do you want to show the rope lights? Cue the rope lights. I mean, just the look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is just adorable.
Rhonda loves detail.
I love the trinkets.
This place really spoke to her.
Look at this. I mean, you got a little bridge. It's just everything's clean, maintained, nice. And then wouldn't this be something to see at night?
Can you imagine that fire?
Look at that. And they have the equipment. Yeah, it's just right here. You can practice. They have pickleball courts. They have the pickleball paddles. Woo. Oh, just short.
Just a little bit more mustard.
Well, and look at this. You could sit out here and do this. And there's a bar up. Yeah. And they have happy hour, 4 to 6, like Tuesday through Thursday right now. So you could sit at the bar and have a drink, watch your kids play.
And it's kid friendly.
Dang.
Okay, so kids play on the slide and Dad does a little bit of putting.
And where's Mom? And Mom's getting her hair done because I got my nails done. There's a spa, so you can get your hair and you can get your nails done. You could get a manicure or a pedicure. And look at that.
It has 8 cabins, beautiful cabins. So if you don't have an RV, you can come stay.
I guess those are the pickleballs. Oh my gosh, look behind you. And there's like a scorecard here. This is legit, people. Never played a day in my life, but
I'm guessing we need to learn how to play.
this would be fun. So they're getting new paint. She said within the next few weeks the ground is going to be painted with lines.
Hey, put in the comments if pickleball is your thing. We don't know how to play. So.
And should we learn is the question.
Let's talk about this real quick. We are centrally located, and one of the greatest reasons why we decided to camp here, it's centered to everything. Like everything is just...
Yeah, we've been to, excuse me, Phil's World. And that was what, 10 minutes away, if
10
that.
minutes away.
Phil's World is a mountain bike mecca, right?
Oh, okay. I see how this
Use
is.
Stan's word. And then we went to the Canyon of the Ancients, and that's a national monument.
Let's turn this way so we have a
And
look at that beautiful
we've been
patio.
to Mesa Verde from here, and just been a really easy location to get to everything, and quiet. It's nice and quiet out here.
Yesterday it was... What did you already say that?
What's that?
Canyon of the Ancients? How come I don't hear? That's what happens when you're over the hill. I have to wear hearing aids, and because they're such a pain and they do hurt. I don't wear them like I should. So if you catch me repeating a lot, and let me know, because I need to know.
Can I let you know? No. I'm gonna put a comment in the comments.
We're taking a walk around the RV park.
Yeah,
and,
walking Kobe and Molly.
and we had this loop, and it's a pretty good loop to walk around the whole park. And we see this huge momentum, and we kind of recognize the
couple.
The couple. And
we're like, wait a minute, I think we know them.
I said, we think we know them. Where
Yeah,
have
but
we
how
seen
do
them
we-
before? And where we've seen them before, believe it or not, was on an episode of Changing Lanes when they were in Mesa Verde.
We're here in Cortez, and we bump into Dan and Eva Adventures. Dan and Eva,
Say good morning.
Hello, good morning.
We're ready for another adventure. Yeah, they're
So,
going to join us today.
we're going to hit Phil's World today, and we've been wanting to do this ride, so it's going to be fun, and we're going to do it with Dan and Eva.
There we
And the
go.
neat part about it is Eva has grown up here, so we get the little inside scoop. So we're pretty excited. So come with us. If you ever get on Instagram, check them out. They are the neatest people. What we didn't know, they were actually avid mountain bike riders.
Right, yeah.
And so we thought, wow, we found somebody we can mountain bike ride.
And Eva grew up in Cortez, so
Yeah.
she knew some of the ins and outs and things, and so she was able to share some new trails with us that they put in Phil's World in 2019. We went on Highline and we went on canal trails, and they were intermediate. The Highline trail was 3.4 miles, canal was 2.4, but actually they were perfect for us. They were, Dan and Eva are quite wonderful mountain bikers.
They are good mountain
really
bikers. I felt bad that they had to wait for us most of the time, and made me discover that I'm not that great of a mountain bike rider, but they were really, really super good.
Yeah, no,
but they were
so
fun
patient
to be with.
Yeah,
Fun to be
they
with.
were phenomenal.
And not only that, they taught us some new things. You know, they had their microphones inside their helmets and stuff. They were able to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And that was really, really neat. So they
had some
they had some neat gadgets. Anyways, we got to tell you about our special secret that
our favorite.
Our favorite, I guess.
Yeah.
This would be a good time to get into that.
Okay.
So,
well, we wanted to head back to Mesa Verde because we just had the one day there, right?
Right.
We did the one day with the dogs. I think we drove up in the park. And so we decided, we did a little research on our own, and we decided, this was it. It was May 2nd. And May 2nd, the Weather Hill Mesa Loop opened up. So we went up. It was a Sunday.
And that itself is what just driving there is 12 miles, right?
Yeah, it was quite a ways.
Quite a ways. But
So when we went up that first day, we couldn't get into there because it was like April 25th or 6th, somewhere in there. But when we went up, we went back up. We took our bikes to the top of the Weather Hill Mesa Loop, and we get up there, and there's hardly anybody in the parking lots, and there's just a few cars, and we hop on our bikes, and there's
But remember, this time we went late in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was.
And it was
probably about 4:00 in the afternoon.
And we had this whole national park to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So what we went to go see was the Longhouse. And the Longhouse tour was also shut down. But what we did find out is that you can take your bikes on the Longhouse Loop, and it's 6 miles. And most of the people that do it walk it. We have a secret. Take a bike.
Take a bike for sure.
You can't have any cars up in this loop. So, and even to go to the tour, and that's the reason why probably some people don't do it, is because it's a mile just to get to the trailhead of the tour. But when we went to go check out the Longhouse, I want to go back and do that tour.
That's what would be at the top of our list. That would be even above the Cliff House, which I think is the big thing most people want to do. But the Longhouse tour.
And the Balcony House. But the Longhouse tour is the one I want to go see when I go back. Because what you do is you park in this big parking lot. There's like concessions. Remember the restrooms and the concessions were there? And from there you have to walk on this trail for a mile to the trailhead. That's where you meet your ranger, and then you take that trail down. So we took our bikes, and there were people hiking, or I shouldn't say hiking because they were walking because it was a paved walking trail, and we were able to take our bikes.
Yeah.
And we were able to hit all the spots, all the overlooks, and the Badger
House community, I think
the
it's
Badger
called.
House community, and
There's so
see
much up
everything in there with our bike.
Yeah.
Which I think if you were to walk all that would probably take 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, it definitely would.
It's the time to come, and definitely bring your bicycle. Or you won't be taking a long walk.
Hours and hours.
And by the end of this, your feet are going to be fat.
But we were up there, it was like by ourselves. Like we had the whole place to ourselves. And there again, we got to the car and there was there was the one car in the parking lot.
One car in the parking
And
lot.
it was, well, they do, okay, that's what it was. They closed the gate at
6.
6? Okay.
And I thought we had to leave by 6.
I thought we were going to get locked in there.
So
and
I
have to
thought we were
sleep
going
in
to
the
get
cliff
locked in
dwelling.
the park, and then someone told us, no, they just lock it for the people that are trying to get in. So
Yeah.
you could stay in the park until dusk, right?
But going really quick back to the Longhouse,
Huge.
we talked about the tour. We will go when we go back. That is something at the top of our list that we want to see. The Longhouse is like the second largest cliff dwelling, and the tour is about a 60-minute tour. But I think with the walk and everything, it's about probably a couple hours at least that you have to set aside for that. We do want to tell you guys about the tickets. We were under the impression that you could buy them at the visitor center,
Right.
but because the visitor center is closed now because of COVID. You can only buy them online at recreation.gov, and they go on sale 2 weeks in advance. Online, I tried to look and see no tickets available online, but is it same day? Like, could we come on May 2nd? And
Those are sold already.
They are.
You buy the tickets on recreation.gov.
Okay.
And yeah, they go on sale up to 2 weeks in advance. And yeah, they've been selling out consistently pretty much every
Bummer.
day. So you want to try and do that 2 weeks before.
So that's the only way you can do it now.
That is correct, yes. We've got the visitor center closed.
So even if there's like a cancellation, because we're only here till the 3rd, so everything's sold out, so there's no chance of even getting in at that point.
Right, now if somebody cancels and does a refund, those tickets will pop back into the system.
Oh, we could look at that. Okay.
So yeah, you keep looking back, but that is the only way to do it this summer.
Got you,
Okay.
got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, very good. Thank you so much.
very much.
Enjoy, guys. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Tours.
We were thinking we were going to be there at the end of April. The first tour that opened up was going to be on May 2nd, whatever it was, a square mile house or something. And we thought we could just go buy tickets. Well, we get there and we find out, nope, you have to buy them 2 weeks in advance. So I would suggest that you get the recreation.gov app. If you do plan on going, it's a rolling calendar as well. So if you're going to buy, if you're going to be there on a certain date, you want to make sure you backtrack 2 weeks, and that from that date at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, that's when they go on sale. So you want to make sure you're right there. Boom, get those tickets as quick as you can.
Yeah, everything has changed since COVID, and all of this where you were able to purchase the tickets 2 days prior.
No.
All of that's all that's out the window. And as a matter of fact, a lot of the things that we found in the national parks now that we thought were true before is all out of the window.
Yeah, so we made a mistake. I mean, we planned this trip for 6 months, but then we didn't really think to like check these things out. We thought we knew what we do and we were going to do those things, but then we kind of come to find out. So we did not get to do any of the tours, but I did do a little research, and as of right now, so this is May 16th, there's 4 tours that are open. And like I said, check recreation.gov, do your homework before you go. Don't take our word, because we'd also heard other people say certain things, and everything changes so quickly. So we're just sharing what we know as of right now. So the Square Tower House is open, the Long House is open, Mug House is open, Spring House is open.
Cliff House, they're not going to open up until mid-June.
Right, that whole loop over there.
That whole
where the
loop
Cliff
is shut down.
Palace.
Yeah.
So those things are on our list for next time. I think we'll definitely go back.
It gives us a reason to go back.
Yeah.
And definitely, this is a must-see and a must-return. That was a Mesa Verde adventure, and I think we gave you some big secrets. Definitely on the one where to take your bike on the
Weather Hill Mesa Loop.
all right.
Sometimes it's best just to go. Not worry about it. Sometimes it's better just not to go. The problem is I'm in cactus.